Hello, YouTube. Welcome to the Quarter Deck Arcade this fine Thursday afternoon. I've just completed my work day and I've got everything set up here to hopefully fix my AtGames Legends HD. Kind of a different stream here. I'm going to be moving the camera around. I'm single camera today. So I'm going to be moving it around and hopefully nobody gets motion sickness. But I hope everybody's having a good day. What we have in store for today is we're going to be replacing this control board, $20 from AtGames, part replacement for the arcade control panel there. I don't know how much this is now. I think it's upwards of almost $400 now, this arcade control panel. But as you can see, I want to get this bad boy fixed so I can put it back in because it's got the matching artwork for the reskinned cabinet that I did. So we're gonna see if we can't. This is the board that we're going to be replacing right here. It sits on back of the trackball housing, and it's got 1, 2, 3 cables in it. The fourth cable will be the USB cable, which will reattach in the pinball. So that's what we're going to do. But first, before I do that, what I wanted to do, I've got the pinball set up and turned on and in the testing control panel test screen that's available through the settings menu. I have the stock control panel here, as you see. That's what I've been using since the arcade control panel crapped out on me. So what we're going to do is verify that our buttons are working before we move around. So I'm going to move the camera here so you can see the, hopefully see the screen better. And I realize there's some glare going on. Maybe I'll try and raise the camera up a little bit and aim it down. All right, let's see what we can do there. First of all, I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. Ted Adam Green's here. Welcome, Ted. Hockey Town's here. Thank you, Hockey Town, for posting that link in the Arcades Anonymous Discord. I really appreciate it. Stock Jock's here. Good to see you. Always good to see you. All right. So what we have here is the test screen. Some of you have probably seen this. Some of you probably don't even know what it is, but it is available to you as a test mechanism. There's various tests that are available from the settings menu, but we're going to verify. First, let's verify the arrows. All 4 arrows are working on the stock control panel. Let's test the flippers. Flipper right works. Flipper left works. Let's do the nudges. Left nudge works. Right nudge works. All right, so let's do the front buttons on. Let's do the rewind first. That works. Then we have the front nudge, or there's another term for this button, and it escapes me now, but that's the front nudge. Then you've got your start button, and then you've got your home button. The plunger is I believe is tested via another menu. So we verified that everything's working. All right. So we're going to move back here. Again, sorry for the motion sickness here. and the camera work since I'm my own cameraman. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull out this stock control panel, and I don't know how many of you have done this actually. I'm going to turn on some additional lighting here. All right, I've already gotten the sidebars off and the front bar off, and I've taken out the screws for the control panel. So we're just going to lift it out. trying to get in there so y'all can see. Okay, so the stock control panel is connected via there's an encoder board right here. I don't know how well that's coming up on screen. Again, I'm limited by camera angles here. So here we have our data connection here to the stock control panel. We're just going to disconnect that. Actually, let's turn the cabinet off. Always don't work with cabinet power on. And then we're going to remove that cable, and then there's a power cable here that powers the solenoids here on either side of the stock control panel. So we're just going to disconnect that connection. Make sure I don't rip the wires off. Here we go. There. All right. So our stock control panel is completely disconnected now. We're just going to set that aside. We'll zoom out here. All right. So now before we replace the board, I'm actually going to reconnect this thing as is, and then we're going to go back in the test menu. So we have the same power cable here, but this connects a little differently. This does not have the data port connection. What this basically connects, how this connects to the pinball unit is via the USB cable here. So first of all, we're going to make that connection so we get solenoid power. And again, forgive me for the bad camera angles. I could have enlisted my gal. She's home, and she could have held the camera for me. But she's relaxing right now. She had a tough day at work. All right, so now here's the stock USB cable that's in the cabinet already, ready for the arcade control panel, and you just connect that into the USB, and then we're connected. So we're going to drop the control panel in. All right, and we're going to power it on. Okay. Just taking a look at the chat. I've got my tablet here so I can read the chat. Cornercade's here. Good to see you, Danny. Welcome. We're trying to fix my AtGames HD pinball. So this is the new board that AtGames sent me for 20 bucks. But first, we're going to verify the other board is bad. We've already verified the stock control panel worked. The D-pad worked. All the buttons worked. So we know everything works. So we're booting up the table now. We're logged in. And I don't know how many others are getting this error, but I've been getting this error on here, even with the stock control panel. I don't know what it is, how to fix it. I think it's AtGames, an issue on AtGames side. But if you all know about that error and know how to fix it, let me know. I'll change the camera angle here. That's the error I'm talking about. Zoom in a little bit. So if you've gotten this error before, it seems to happen within the last update. That started happening. I know I'm getting some glare here. All right, so already I have an issue because I can't get past this error. So my USB has registered. But normally at this point, what I try to do is I try to navigate the menus using the arcade control panel joystick. But as you can see, it's not moving. I don't have any control. Let's try to use the buttons, because normally you would use the buttons to navigate menus. I can't navigate buttons. I'm not getting any, well, I have very little button control. I don't know what I just pressed that got that to come up, but obviously. All right, so what I do here at this point, so obviously this control panel is still non-functional, but I'm going to pull my USB. First, let's turn this off. I'm going to pull my USB out, and we're going to plug a keyboard into the pinball. I can't remember if this was this USB or if it was the one next to it, but we're going to find out here shortly. That's funny, Stock Jock. Yeah, those magics are they're annoying sometimes. And we wait for the thing to boot. I got some news. I ordered a couple of things today. First of all, you all know, you saw my community post that I have the two numbskull quarter arcades that came in, kicks and elevator action, and I don't have anywhere to put them. So I ordered another microwave stand to expand my miniature display, and I'll be moving NBA Jam into the middle of the floor. Now, thinking about it, I actually took Danny's advice. Remember, Danny, you told me a few streams ago that I should buy another carpet. Well, guess what I did today? I bought another 6x9 reflective carpet, same one that I have currently, so they match. And I will be doing the arcade shuffle as soon as that comes in, and expanding the floor of the arcade. So that's coming. All right, so we've booted up here. Still don't have any control over the menu. No button control, but I'm moving over to the keyboard now and using the arrow keys on the keyboard to navigate the menu. As you can see, I'm successfully navigating the menu. I can steer over a little bit so you can see me working with the keyboard. So I'm able to navigate the menus. So I'm going to go back to the settings menu, and I'm going to go to health check again. How do I select? I'm forgetting, enter is not working. Hey, Jason, good to see you, man. Hey guys, the whole moderator thing, I haven't felt I needed a moderator, yet. Now, when, I get hundreds of people watching my stream and people get out of control, then maybe I might need a moderator, but I haven't really. I forget. I forget how to use the keyboard because damn it. Well, that's a fine mess. Escape, whatever. There we go. Well, duh, A button. Oh, Jason, that's good to know. All right, so here's our test menu. So we're going to skip down to the built-in buttons test. And we're going to test the control panel. The arrow buttons, which are the joystick, they're not working. Let's look at flipper left. Flipper left is working. Flipper right is working. Side nudge, those are working. But the rewind button is flaky at best. I'm pressing it several times, but it's like intermittent. Actually, I'm surprised I'm getting a reaction. Actually, I have not pressed start. First of all, let's unplug just so the keyboard's not interfering with this test. So see, the starts coming lit, and I'm not even pressing the button. This is a different reaction than I got because these were dead the last time I tested this. But the joystick definitely isn't working. So this is a better test than what I got before. So we're going to turn this off. And we're going to go ahead and do the board replacement. So let's take it out. Let's disconnect it from. So we need to disconnect two things. We need to disconnect the power for the solenoids and the USB, and then we're going to pull this. Now, okay, now we move over to the table here, and I will move the camera yet again. Okay. I realize the tablet is probably throwing people off, so I will move it out of camera. So we're going to replace this with this. First of all, I want to try my big screwdriver, see if it'll, yeah, well, no. We're going to strip out the screws. And these are pretty tight. But just be careful you use the proper tool so that you're not stripping out the existing screws because you're going to need them. I like my T set here because, or my small screwdriver set, because the middles of it turns, and all I have to do is press down. This one's tough. All right. So 4 screws and we should be able to lift this off, but I already see where we might have a problem. One of the connectors has glue on it, and I don't have my hairdryer here. I did not notice that. So we'll probably should have done this before I took the screws out, but I'm going to disconnect the cables. This one has glue on it. Well, maybe I can just pull the glue off with my finger. Yeah. All right. We'll pull that cable out. This is the trackball cable. And then the old board comes right off. We'll set that aside. And now we have the new board, which goes right on top. And by the way, AtGames did send me a link to download the flash file for the board. And I did put that on a USB, and I did go through the boot process and the update process, and it did not help. And that's when they gave me the option of acquiring a board for $20. All right. Yeah, Jason, I agree. They should have this board on the website, because I feel like in my research on this through Reddit and various other forums, there's been several people that have had problems with this board, and at least more than 2 or 3 that I gleaned from my research. So now we're going to reconnect the cables. Yeah. All right. So we'll move the camera over again. And we'll drop the control panel with the replaced board in. I'm going to find the power here. And the USB cable. All right, we're connected. Now we're going to drop it in. Just for giggles, I'm going to put my USB back in. And we're going to fire it up. Forgive me, I've never shot pinball before. I mean, I've never videoed, never created any videos, pinball videos. So I know a lot of guys like to live stream it. I don't have a camera set up, or I wouldn't even begin to know how to set up a camera setup. That's true, Hockey Town. I could be doing that. But here we're just worried about already we're fixed. I've got the joystick is now changing the menu. Look at that. Let's see if I can use the buttons to move it around. I thought you could do that. Maybe you can't. Not with this control panel in. I thought you can navigate. I guess not. I thought you could navigate with the flipper buttons. Guess I could be totally wrong about that. But anyway, I've got control with the joystick now. And then the USB has registered. So let's go into a game. And the A button works because I can select a game. Buttons work, whereas they didn't with the older board. All right. It appears that my arcade control panel is working now. Now, one thing I haven't checked, and I haven't loaded coin ops on this thing in forever. So we're going to give that a try, see if it works, see if I can load a game. Sorry for the camera shake. All right, so I'm not going to play a whole pinball game here. Quit play, quit game. Nice. All right. So I'll go back to the menu and we'll go find coin ops. Yes, Doc Jack, it was the two thingamajigs. All right, so let's see if my coin ops is still in order. I again haven't done this in ages, so it may not work at all. That we know about. I need to find. And apparently hit the button too, because it's scrolling on its own. Oh, there we go. Oh, we stopped on Centipede. All right, so let's do Centipede, see if the trackball's working okay. I don't even remember how to coin in. There we go. All right, trackball works. I didn't even know I had a favorites menu on here. Apparently I did favorites. Again, I have not loaded coin ops on here in quite a while. But anyway, I'm completely satisfied that my control panel is now working. I'll send an email to AtGames and let them know they can close the ticket. Let's exit out of here. Apparently, I only had Centipede in there as a favorite. It's a little concerning that this menu keeps going on me. I don't even know what I just loaded. Okay, whatever. So whatever reason, like I'm not doing anything, and this thing is just rotating through on its own. I don't know if this is the control panel flaking out on me or if this is just coin ops acting weird. Because again, I have not fired this up. Oh, you know what? I don't think I have the latest version on here, firmware, because I stepped back. I seem to have more control over it now. We'll see now it's getting all weird on me again. Now let's try Bagman. See, when I'm in game, I have control. It's just the menu. I don't know if that's a coin ops thing. So yeah, the control panel's working fine in game. Yeah, okay, so I think it's more of a coin ops and firmware related issue maybe that I'm having. All right, anyway, let's while I'm in here, Yeah, being able to select a game is. God, I don't know how to control coin ops on the pinball. It's, like I said, it's literally been 2 years since I've loaded this. All right, I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to go back into, I'm going to look at my firmware. I honestly believe that's a firmware coin ops X thing as opposed to the control panel. Now, could it be related to the upgraded firmware on the control panel? Maybe. Let's go back to settings. Come on, sign me in. There you go. It says I'm at the latest. All the buttons are working as normal. Let's do the plunger test. Let's do, I thought there was a, A, B, C, X, Y, Z. And here is the trackball. So the control panel appears to be working fine. I don't know what CoinOps is doing. As I said, haven't installed it in quite a while. Anyway, I digress. Jason, it's 5.7.0. As you can see there, I don't know if you can read it. 5.7.0. And it says I'm current, so. Oh yeah, bring your own game. Thanks, Jason. That's a good suggestion. Thank you very much for that. I totally forgot about that. Of course, I got 64 menus to go through. Let's see. I'm just trying to find something that interests me. Oh, Stock Chuck, I don't know if you're still here. There's a game that nobody will ever. I watched the Arcades Anonymous stream last night, but this is on my list of a game that will never be reproduced by any of the manufacturers. I don't know if you guys remember Fire Truck, but it was a two-person game. One person manned the steering in the back, and the other person manned the steering up front. I'll zoom in. But basically, it's a black and white game and fun to play when you have two people. I don't know why it's not loading. So I can't load a game apparently using this bring your own game menu. Oh, Jason, I did not know that. Well, thank you. Thank you and your entire team. I learned something new about everybody in the community every day. You have any idea why I can't load from this menu, Jason? I don't honestly, Jason, I do not know. I set this USB up so long ago. It's an older version. It's got to be. I mean, it could be that my version is so out of date, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it could be something on my USB. Again, in a while. I'll play with it some other time. That's beyond the scope of this stream. I think we've established that the control panel board replacement has worked.
Natural history, Africa.
Good to have this pinball arcade control panel working again, that's for sure.
Naked special reward.
All right, I'm not gonna. This isn't a pinball stream. Huh. Okay. Well, Jason, that's good to know. I did not know that. Always do firmware updates with the USB out. I'll try to recreate that. Now, some of my pinballs are installed on that same USB, so I will have to do some research. Hello. But yeah, so the control, I judge the control panel fixed. Whatever anomalies I have with CoinOps is not the fault of that. So I think the control panel's good. So I'll let AtGames know. But simple board replacement takes 2 minutes to do. Not even, just pop out those 4 screws, slap the board back down, and plug it back in and test. So anyway, that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to do this quick stream this afternoon to do that, get that fix out of the way. Again, things coming to the arcade, a new carpet. So that means I got to move this entire middle section out so I can lay down the new piece of carpet, rearrange the carpet a little bit, and move everything back in. But the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to further consolidate things so I can fit more. Because I know I've got the G.I. Joe cabinet coming. I've got the Glenn's Retro Show build it or I can't talk today. I've got Glenn's cabinet coming, so I've got those 2 cabinets coming, and I have some other cabinets in mind that I want to pick up. So I want to create more space to work with here. Yes, it's going to be a little bit busier, but hey, that's a good thing, right? My arcade's filling up. Danny, I would do that, except I have limited time, 10 minutes before dinner, and the gal's going to want to get dinner together, and I have to feed my dog. So I don't think I mentioned that. I didn't mention in a community post, but if you're the praying type of individual, please pray for my dog. She's going through some stuff right now. I had a tough time with her after the stream. As you all know, I had to cut the stream short on Sunday so that I could take her to the vet. Take her to have a spa day. Well, she came back from the spa day all stressed out. She's already a senior dog. She's 13 years old now, and her hind legs have been terrible. And so she came back from the spa day really stressed. I had to call in sick on Monday because I had to take my dog in and out of the patio so she could go to the bathroom. I had to actually physically pick her up and take her outside. This is a golden retriever that at a normal weight would be somewhere between 90 and 100 pounds. So just keep Sophie in your thoughts. She's doing a lot better now. We actually switched her diet because we're of the thinking now that she can't chew hard kibble anymore. So she's wolfing down the soft food, the canned food, like you wouldn't believe. So she's doing good that way. But I've been watching her, and I was home. I worked from home today, so I was able to keep my eye on her. All right, guys. I'm going to sign off now, but I do appreciate everybody stopping by and watching the stream. And it's a pretty simple, straightforward replacement, as I said. And I'm glad it's up and running, and I can put that Metallica skinned control panel back in. So I'll button everything up and move it back off stream. I'll see you guys on Sunday, same time, same bat channel. And until then, have a great week, a safe week, and remember, I got next.